Good afternoon, welcome to Bluethentic, live at the Doutta Galla Hotel with our good friend Tim, new Essendon supporter, joining the show.
Well, new to the panel, but not a new Essendon supporter. Unfortunately, this has been all of my life.
Robbie.
Hello, Adam.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Tim. How are you? Rocky.
Robbie.
Good to see you all.
Robbie, Tim.
Rocky.
Where's your beanie, Rob?
It's someone's wearing it.
Are they?
Oh, it's on Tim. There you
be
go.
on me.
No,
There we go.
use that.
Yep.
No worries.
I've got a cap you could wear if you.
Getting a little bit hotter.
Put it on, Rob.
I've got a cap here.
It's a much better one.
Yeah, that's the
there
one.
you go.
95. Bang.
So we're live here
Yep.
at the Doot at 3 o'clock before the big game tonight, Tim.
Yep.
How are you feeling at the moment?
I'm feeling okay. You know, this is obviously a big game. I love the rivalry between Carlton and Essendon. Earlier in the week, we started talking about previews, and we talked about crowd size. Is now a good time to talk about crowd size
Absolutely.
for tonight?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because let's be honest, as Essendon, we were pretty disappointed 2 weeks ago to get 25,000 at the
Yeah.
G. Lowest crowd at the G in 25 years.
I thought it was pretty good for Essendon.
And here we were thinking that tonight, on a Sunday night, we might crack 50, 60,000. Now, I've done a bit of research. I've monitored ticket sales,
Right.
and you guys were right. You said $20 tickets will bump the crowd up. I've got the crowd estimate. I'll share it with you now. 81,229. Yep, we're going to crack 80,000 tonight. Mark
Stop.
my words.
How many Essendon supporters?
Well, it'll be half. It's our home game. So,
Half?
Yep. Wow. Yep.
Jesus
It'll be a
Christ.
big crowd tonight.
Big call.
Big crowd.
Well, we're going to do crowd predictions,
81
but you've come up.
81,000.
That's your number.
I've come up early. Yep, for that one.
I'm probably around the 75,000
Yep.
mark.
81. I think there's going to be a bit of a Danaher effect.
Sure.
And I know we're
Yep.
going to talk about
True.
M&D in a sec too.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You know that is. If we get anything above 60,000, it's testament to the two clubs. I was at the game on Hawthorn Dogs. They got 60, I think it was.
60.
And
Yeah.
they're two teams in the top six.
Yeah, footy's back, and I'll go through the round so far soon, but I think footy at the moment is probably at its highest level in terms of support and just people getting around it right at this moment.
Happy with the product.
Happy with the product, except for North Melbourne. What did they deliver yesterday? they let the AFL down.
19 goals in
On
a
a
row.
home game
19 goals in a row.
in Bunbury. Yeah.
Playing Freo. though.
You can't be selling games to Perth.
Oh no, it's financially a good move for them. I support that, but you've got to back it up. Like Freo, it's not as if Freo go to Bunbury every day of the week.
No, it doesn't matter. They've got a really, line by line. They are a powerful team.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's MND round. You know, the sad passing of Neil Danaher, a great ambassador for MND. I think tomorrow's there's a real big build up to tomorrow's game. Big buzz, massive crowd. I think for what he's done, he's a great Australian.
Yeah.
And he goes down as one of the greats in Australia.
Well, tell me one person who's brought all 18 AFL clubs together.
Correct. Yeah. And,
No one.
And Collingwood got on the front foot the other day and invited the rugby league player who was diagnosed, Jai Arrow, down to toss the coin in.
Yeah.
And the AFL, well, Collingwood got in early before the NRL decided to do something, which was interesting. So congratulations to Collingwood, great initiative. He'll stand in front of potentially 100,000 people tomorrow to toss that coin.
And Rob, I know it's dear to your heart, the
MND,
And
yeah.
I think you're saying off air about some revelations.
Yeah, so I opened the newspaper up this morning, as I do, get a coffee, get the newspaper, and the doctors say, the researchers say that they're closer to a cure for MND, which almost broke down and cried this morning, because if that's not the best news I've heard for a long time, I don't know what is.
That is great news.
It is amazing news. Read it, there was a couple of pages, and if it wasn't for the work of the Danaher family, that wouldn't have happened.
That's amazing. When you look, because I read the article as well, and when you look at what Neil Danaher's outset for this was, well, he's just said we thought we're just going to have a couple of chook raffles and rattle a few tins and that'll be it. They've generated $140 million since he started from the very first M&D round. 140 million. You just sit there and comprehend
it's an unbelievable
that.
amount.
That's amazing.
Fundraising is tough, even in this day and age in terms of cost of living.
Correct.
And there's so many charities out there, and this one hasn't been going for that long.
No, 12 years.
And here we are, we're talking about $140 million raised, and doctors are saying that we're a lot closer to a cure. And, you know, sad that we couldn't get a cure, obviously, in Neil's lifetime. But, you know, I've heard the same article, Rob, about how the doctors are saying that they're now able to target the faulty genes in the body. There's also the gene therapy that they're using. There's stem cell approaches. There's disease modifying drugs that are there. Some are in late stage clinical trials. Again, we would not be this far advanced had it not been for $140 million
100%.
raised to invest in this treatment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I
his
think
funeral
there's something.
is at the
on this
G
week.
on Wednesday.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's open to the public, and you can
Yeah.
get a ticket and go along to that as well.
Yeah, and yeah, it's awesome, and it's ironic that the Danaher family are country people, born and bred.
Yeah.
You know, that's where the deep roots of their history comes from. And New South Wales, I think you pronounce it as Hungary.
Hungary,
Hungary,
yeah,
is that
northern
right?
New South Wales, yeah.
And you know, country people are the best people. I was raised in the city, born in the city, but I think country people are the best people.
I thought you were going to
on
put
this
yourself
earth.
in that best people category too, mate. Just
Well,
quiet.
you know, I'm already there. Yeah, there's no question. Yeah, but yeah, my dad passed away from MND. He was diagnosed, and he got 6 months. It took him within 6 months, and it just crippled him just over a few months, and it got to the stage where he couldn't eat, couldn't talk, and unfortunately, and there was no history there. It's just unfortunate he caught the disease, and it took him from us. Yeah.
Amazing.
So, Rob, we've got some guests here today. McGregor.
Yeah,
Do
it's
you want to name a few?
Yeah, well, Damien is here. Damien Doyle is a great Essendon person. Supports them very, very, very closely. Got some good views on the Bombers as well.
Yep.
Matt Wilson, another
Matt
bomber.
Wilson. Matt will be on the show soon. Blocker Wilson.
We might have to extend the show by about an hour though when he comes on, because I'm not sure if you've had a chat to him.
Yeah. So he's got some thoughts
doesn't mind
about
the
the
chat.
Bombers.
Yeah.
Paul Arley.
Yep. Ex-Carlton player.
Played at Carlton. He just gave me a little rundown on his history at the Blues, which I wasn't aware of. So you played at the Twos at Carlton, and so did Paul. Paul, did you know that Adam played in the Twos at Carlton? You did? Good.
Okay.
Brent Taylor. Happy birthday, Brent.
Yeah, happy birthday,
Hey,
49.
happy birthday.
49 today. Well done. And Ashley Anderson, who was a former sponsor for the Essendon Footy Club.
Yep.
And then he just he gave him the arse.
He probably wasn't the only one, Rob.
Man.
Yeah, I can tell you that Ashley has been to some Essendon breakfasts over the time, and he's met some high-profile people. Haven't you, Ashley? I have. You have, yes. You've certainly had some caviar with those Essendon players over the time. But welcome, guys. Thanks for
And we've
coming
got
along.
a little bomber at the back over there, Archie, another
Yep.
bomber.
Hey, Archie. didn't-
Bombers numbers
yeah,
are good here today. It's
Yeah, the
very
Bombers,
impressive.
it's
Yeah, they keep
almost
turning up.
taken over.
What do you make of the round so far?
Oh, the round so far. So Adelaide Geelong,
Yeah.
fantastic game, and that's the closeness of those games really, really make you want to, get around footy as much as you can. So 75-74, Hawthorn Doggies, once again, the Western Bulldogs did that for the West. They dug deep. The umpires tried to get Hawthorn over the line.
They tried.
They tried, but the Doggies said, no, not today.
1 goal 11 in
Yeah.
the second half.
One goal 11.
I was at that game, and Hawthorn, there's just an arrogance with Hawthorn.
Yeah.
And you could see, even with Nick Watson's interview at half time, he just sort of says, mate, you don't, flap your gums at half time. So he's got to walk the walk and talk the talk scenario.
Yeah, but
And they
I
bit him on
think
the
the
arse.
Doggies defended the ground so well.
They played well.
Whenever they went to attack Hawthorn, and I love that guy playing on Sicily, how he just kept on wrestling him.
Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis. He's an interesting cat, that bloke.
They've won a lot of close ones in the last 2 months, the dogs, haven't they?
Yeah.
All of them within a kick. And I think that holds a team in good stead when they're winning the close ones.
Yeah.
I was up on a stat. I like the stats, and you'll pick this up as part of the show today. But the stats I was looking at here for this game with Hawks and Doggies, Hawthorn are the highest in the AFL for scoring once they get inside 50.
Yep.
Once they're inside 50, they're scoring about half the time.
Yep.
And in the game against the Dogs, they're actually only running at about 32%. So well off that.
Yep.
And as you said, the Dogs kicked 8 of the last 9 goals to end up winning by a goal.
Yes.
Another close one, but
Yeah.
great game.
And Hawthorn are good at picking out those cavities around the ground where they can drop the ball into.
they're
and
good
then,
ball
and
users,
then
though.
forward handball. And what if the Dogs just covered that so well, and they denied them access.
I'm surprised the Dogs won because honestly, I mean, I've watched them the last 2 weeks. I don't think they're that great.
Well, we saw them live. I mean, when they played against us.
I don't think their bottom 6 are very good.
No.
So,
How's your tipping going round so far?
no good.
2 out of 5?
Good. I picked the Cats. I picked the Hawks. I got Freo though.
Yeah.
Well,
So moving through the round, so North Melbourne really spoiled the round. Got absolutely pumped. Won't talk about that too much. Brisbane Lions.
Well, I
popped back on
want to
track.
ask a question because it
Go.
might be relevant. We've just obviously sacked Brad Scott. So is Clarko under pressure?
Has to be.
It has to be now. Yeah, I think that Clarkson, when he was at Hawthorn, he had all these great leaders around him. So he had Hodge, Franklin, Rioli, Mitchell. He had 6 or 7 on-field leaders that provided that stability within the team. And Clarkson was made to look good. He was there, he was the spokesperson. Get that? Successful. At North, he just doesn't have those young leaders coming through quick enough.
But he's recruited some senior players.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Griffin
He's
Logue.
been good.
I'll tell you what, I saw Griffin Logue laughing after the game yesterday.
yes, I saw that. I was
I'll tell you,
actually.
I want to rip his throat out. I'll tell you, that was disgraceful. You just got beaten by
124
shitloads.
points, so 20 goals.
and you're smiling?
Yeah.
No,
laughing,
over 20
laughing. There was no
goals.
smiling. It was
yeah, he's
laughing.
laughing. Nah, don't care.
Back to Clarko. There's one
Yeah.
thing that we haven't spoken about Clarko.
Go.
In the last 4 years, he hasn't punched one wall.
So the plaster's safe. Yeah,
He's not punching walls, mate. He's lost the passion.
yeah, yeah.
You reckon he's in for the cash?
I think he's lost it.
Yeah.
He's in for the cash.
I actually
He just
reckon-
doesn't have those leaders.
Yeah, and I think since they've given Larky the captaincy, I just think he's fallen off. He's not the same sort of guy that before that we saw last year.
Larky, exactly.
Anyway.
Good point. So Lions are back on track. Good win.
Yeah.
Like
They've got a
bloody-
good record in the Q Clash, haven't
Q
they?
Clash,
They
yeah.
do very well.
12, wasn't it? 12 out of the 14?
Yeah.
Or
They've
that
been
what it was?
disappointing, Gold Coast.
Yeah, Morris kicked 7. Jesus Christ. Spotswood boy did a good job.
Yeah.
How did Victorian clubs miss out on him?
We know
Well, he's a
Carlton
Western
took
Jet.
Moyer
Yeah.
before Morris.
Oh, we did too.
2 spots.
He's a Western Jet.
So
Western Jets don't have a lot of players get picked up in the draft, predominantly. I don't know why, but they just tend to ignore them. So Brisbane's done their homework and they've got a good fit there.
I think the Essendon crowd can think of one. We had Massimo down Browser. He's Western Jets, and we lost him to Hawthorn. Anyway,
Was that under the Dodoro watch?
yes, it would have been.
I was with his dad
You
2
should bring
weeks
him
ago.
back.
I was with his dad 2 weeks ago, Louis D'Ambrosio.
Yeah.
Great Italian family, Seddon boy, and he said that Essendon just didn't show any love at all. He had to go to Hawthorn.
Yeah.
There was no love
So
there.
that
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was the issue.
He wanted a longer contract. Yeah.
yeah. And of course, Port Adelaide, good to see them back on track. Only a 6-point win over West
They're
Coast.
pretty lucky in the end.
They hung on.
I hung on.
lucky in the end.
Yeah,
It was
lucky in the
hung
end.
on for about a quarter and
Is
a
it-
half.
Yeah.
was
yeah.
it Port Adelaide bad or was West Coast really improving?
Well,
No,
they're,
a bit of both.
yeah, West Coast are getting their balance right, and they're improving week by week. So, you know, just
They've
hard,
got some good talent on there.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
going to be hard for Harley Reid to say, because when he wants to go to Carlton,
Yeah.
right, and he's going to leave his mate behind, Dersma.
Yeah.
What's he going to do when he walks out the door, packing his bags? I'm off to Icon Park.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm leaving you behind.
Look, we're happy
Doesn't
to
he
do
go
it.
out with his sister?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Oh, well, he's a definite for Carlton.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
All right, Carlton, Essendon tonight, Tim.
Yep. Do you want me to go through the Essendon ins and outs?
Yes,
Because I think we've got a few
yeah.
more than you guys.
Yeah.
Yes, a couple of good ins.
So the ins are Redmond, Durham, Jones, El Acha, if I'm saying that correctly,
Yeah.
and outs are Parish, May, Gresham, and Edwards. Now,
Injuries there.
let's go through these in a little bit more detail because there's a story. There's always a story behind the story, right? So, Parish is out with a bit of knee soreness. So he's going to be replaced in the midfield by Durham. I think that's a normal sort of straight switch. You've got poor old Archer May who's dislocated his shoulder, a flourishing young forward, real talent. And we get back Harry Jones, who we have not seen for over 400 days after he had that horrific ankle dislocation last year.
This is his first game back.
First
game
Not
back.
even VFL,
No.
straight in.
VFL, first
Yeah.
AFL game back.
First
So first
AFL
AFL game in a bit over 400 days. So again, forward for forwards switch.
So what are you trying to say? You're trying to preempt that you guys aren't wound up? Or?
No, just gonna. We'll get to the story.
And
the
I
story
like
in a
Harry
second.
Jones. His best form is good.
And a local boy.
He's a local boy.
Yeah.
With the
Gisborne,
pigs.
isn't he?
You went to pigs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Could be. All right. So now we get to Gresham. Now they always say omitted. I prefer dropped.
Yeah.
Wouldn't we rather say dropped than omitted? So Gresham's been dropped.
I really liked Gresham when he was at St Kilda. I actually wanted him to come across the Carlton, but I'm
Did
not
you?
happy.
No,
that
didn't.
Far
didn't
out.
happen.
So we've replaced him as a small forward with another small forward,
Younger
El
fella.
Achar.
Yeah.
So now you get the interesting selection choice. You have to bring Redmond back in, but he's a defender, and you're losing the PE teacher, Thomas Edwards, who's a medium forward.
Yep.
So is that giving us a clue then about where they're going to play Mackay tonight from Essendon, Ben Mackay?
Yep.
Meaning that Redmond comes in as a defender, and we move Ben Mackay up into the forward line
line.
to replace Edwards.
Do you reckon the Blues will send Harry back?
No, not a chance, mate.
No.
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 They'll start a podcast out in the ground if they if that happens.
So where's-
Could you imagine that? Them,
So what are the matchups tonight from an Essendon perspective with the Carlton players? Like who's going to go to Cripper? Are they going to put someone on Walsh? Who's going to play on Harry?
Oh, we prefer not to man up generally. That's how we've been playing the
That's
last
how-
couple of months.
Yeah.
I can't see any matchups at all. It's just going to be 4v4 in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think.
think Hewitt will probably go to Merritt.
Merritt, yep.
I'd be very surprised if he did.
Setterfield will probably play on Cripps.
Yeah,
Maybe.
is Merritt in that good a form that we have to worry about?
He's not,
No.
but
No.
if there's
Doesn't
someone
matter.
if there's someone that's going to take the game away from Carlton,
It's him.
It's going to be Merritt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And
100%.
Caddy. Merritt and Caddy.
But I
they're
think
the
it's
only two
more-
players I need to worry about.
It's more about what we're going to do tonight, and that's. I'm not. I don't think we're going to worry about Merritt.
Tim, tell us how Essendon's going to win the game tonight.
Oh, jeez. Well, a famous old coach of mine many years ago said at three-quarter time, the team with the most points on the board will win the game. A very sage advice.
Sage.
Very, very
Yeah.
simple. You
Like
just got to
it.
outscore the opposition.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, do we have the firepower to do it? We've struggled to sort of break through around the 60, 70 point barrier, and I'm just not sure that we can get there tonight, given...
No Wittering.
No. Well, yeah, I know there's no Wiedering, but I still don't think we're going to have the firepower to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So Blackerson, do you think he'll start in the ruck or not?
Well,
Nick
jeez.
Bryan.
Well,
Nick Bryan.
Nick Bryan will start in the
Nick
ruck, I
Bryan
think.
will start in the
Yeah.
ruck.
Yeah.
And
will he?
Brian just 70% ruckman.
yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So Blackerson probably down back. Yep.
No, I think he's going to rest forward.
Yeah, he'll swap. Yeah,
All right.
He'll swap.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, Blocker, can you come and join the panel here, mate?
Well, hang on,
Rocky, we'll trade out
hang on a
Rocky.
minute. Are you hosting or?
Hold on, who's hosting? You're not the he's
Hang
the
on.
captain
Is
here.
this omitted or
No,
or dropped?
we've got some...
Dropped.
No, well, first of all, we need to get some opinion from Rocky, and then
All right.
we'll do the
Sure.
we'll do the trade.
We'll do the trade out.
We'll
All
do
right.
the trade.
We're just going to flood the bench with
What,
some
round
Essendon
one?
people.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Who plays on
Play
caddy?
trade.
Harry Dean.
Harry Dean.
No, I don't see him playing on
No.
caddy. We lose that intercept.
Yeah.
Well, someone's got to play on.
Harry
Ben Mackay.
Dean's like a player and a half.
Dirksen will play on Ben Mackay.
I think I would say Haynes will play on caddy today.
No, I can't see Dirksen playing on Ben Mackay.
Harry-
That Ben Mackay's got a big reach on him. That's not for.
Dirksen's not-
That's
yeah,
not for
someone's gotta play
Dirksen.
on him.
Someone's got to
Yeah.
play him. Who's going to
Wittering's-
play him?
You going to bring Lewis Young up?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, maybe you just have a think about that.
I think
Rob.
he's. I think he's a danger Ben Mackay up forward.
They might have to put Harry on him.
No, yeah,
He's got the height.
yeah. No, I think Harry Dean will have to go to him.
Give us a couple predictions.
He's a good player.
Give us a couple of predictions.
I reckon it's
Rob.
going to be closer than what we think. I don't think it's going to be a runaway win. I reckon the Carlton-Essendon rivalry...
Carlton's not exactly a top
Can
four
I
team,
just
are they?
pick out a couple of good players for Essendon that I
Can we just-
really like?
Can I interrupt?
Yeah, go.
Because we're trying to do a trade here,
All right.
and you keep talking over him.
All right. Yeah. Go. Hit me.
where was I? I've lost my train of thought now.
Come on.
I think it's going to be closer than what people expect. I reckon it'll be, if Carlton win, it'll be 4 to 5 goals, if that.
4 to 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be a blowaway.
Sure. It's a dry night.
Doesn't matter. I just think the rivalry is always there. It doesn't matter with these two teams. I remember one night at the MCG going back 25 years ago, Carlton had Bradley out, Silvani out, and Essendon went red hot favourites, and I had them one more out, and we ended up actually knocking them over.
Yes, I remember that game. Yep.
Mate, it doesn't matter.
Forgotten.
It does
Yeah.
not matter where you are on the ladder. These two sides, and if my nephew's an Essendon supporter, and he goes, if there's ever a team that we're going to beat and we're going to win another game, it's probably tonight.
Yep. Okay.
All right, Rock. Thank you. We need to sub you out.
Yeah,
You-
so-
you-
well,
your game
hold
time.
on.
We're just managing your minutes at the
Well done,
moment.
Rocky. Well done. Trade. Good work, mate.
Who we
Comes
got
the
coming in?
Blocker.
Big blocker.
KP. History. Deep. Proud. Where'd you play? Welcome,
Hello.
Block.
Hello.
Hello, how are we?
G'day.
Good to be here.
Yeah,
long
thanks,
time
mate.
painful listener, I should say.
Yeah.
Where
Is
do
it,
we
one of your,
find-
is it one of your favourite YouTube videos or shows?
I
or?
do have a look see every now and then.
Yeah. Any feedback?
So-
or-
More probably Robbie time talking about the Bombers. I think. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yep. Okay.
Sure.
Take that into account.
And where do we find you these days, Blocker? What
I
what are you
live.
doing?
I've moved up to and live in sunny Yarrawonga, up
Yep.
on the border of New South and Vic there.
Sure.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The
always-
pigeons.
The pigeons,
the
yep,
pigeons,
yep.
yep.
So they're sort of motoring along a little bit. They need to get their mojo back, but
Sure.
they got knocked off on the weekend
Well,
or yesterday by Corowa.
Aren't they known for handing out the brown paper bags?
I wouldn't say that. They've got a good
No?
connection with Matty Tripp and
Yeah. That's
yeah,
what I
you know,
saw. I was leading to that.
with
Yeah.
better
Yep.
racing and
Yep.
so
But that stopped, does it?
Fev's no longer there.
Yeah, Fev's no longer there. Yeah. But they did. Yeah, I did see the Army Guard van pull up there one day, and I thought, oh,
Yeah, that was
okay.
Fev.
Yeah, that was Fev evolution. Yeah.
So give us your Bomber history.
Born and bred Bomber. Family along the lines. Started going to watch the Bombers. I reckon I was about 5 years old. My second home, I guess, if it wasn't Killer Park Footy Club, was Windy Hill Footy Ground, and very lucky to spend a lot of time there. Myself and one of my good friends, Danny Barletta. Rest in peace, Danny. But
Yes, yeah.
we got to. We'd spend most of the time, the days when you could kick the ball after the game on the ground. We'd always be there. And then the old guy, I can't remember his name, but he'd always let us in the rooms, and so here we were up close, up to Timmy Watson, Terry Danaher, Vander having a smoke, and then I guess Essendon then were a good team, and you wouldn't want to support anyone else, and but yeah, been a member now for almost 40 years, so seen the good, seen the bad. Hoping we can find something new, coach, and climb back up to the once proud club we were.
Couple of questions. Was the 1999 prelim final one of your favourite games?
It wasn't, but I don't.
Should we both have go at the same
Yeah.
It's a flag that got away, though.
It is. It's one that got away, but I don't hold on to it as much as some other Essendon supporters. The fact is, you didn't win the grand final.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
it means jack.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
got a
but
quick
still.
jab in there.
Yeah. I think '93 was a much better time and much better game. Yeah. So.
No, that's true.
It was
That's
a good day. That wasn't a piff. It was a
Yeah,
good day that day.
93. It was hot. That day, I remember.
It was a warm day. Yeah.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
day?
Just another question.
Yeah.
What do you think about being a tenant at Tullamarine versus Windy Hill?
Oh, look, I would have liked to have seen him stay at Windy Hill. Obviously, they, had it's the heartlands right in Essendon. There was the I guess the issues there with the bowling club and cricket club, and they've moved out. It's great that they got the 2 grounds. They may as well call it Windy Hill because it's bloody windy out there.
Yeah.
But they've got their state-of-the-art facility. Whether that's, they've looked into with all their injury history and all that. But I think it comes down to mainly their programs. But it can be a pretty, I wouldn't say soulless, but it doesn't have the same feel that Windy Hill.
Should they go back to Windy Hill? Forget about the bowling club for a moment.
No, I don't think they can. I think they are redeveloping it so that they can play some games there, train there. The women's, the VFL program can be there. I think similar, like Collingwood and the like, they've just outgrown that area. If there was room to expand, they would have stayed there.
There's a lot of nostalgia attached to Windy Hill, no doubt. Absolutely. Right? There's a lot of history there. But can you imagine if we were still there today, people would actually say, well, you're terrible, football team because you haven't got proper training facilities.
Yeah.
And so why aren't you moving out like a lot of the other clubs finding out this space? When they built the hangar out at Tullamarine, absolutely was the best facility in the AFL.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's still true today, but the facilities out there are elite.
Yeah.
They've done a really good job of setting that up, and also partnered with the Australian Institute of Sport to build out facilities there. But it's great now that they're also focusing on redevelopment at Windy Hill to bring the AFLW and potentially VFL games back to Windy Hill.
Maybe a hybrid model.
Well,
in the future.
Yeah.
Well,
We're
never. The AFL men's team won't ever play at Windy Hill again.
No, from a training perspective.
But I think they need to put some facilities in there too, because they do play some games there. They need to put some facilities in there to be welcoming for the people to come and watch games of footy and training.
I think the cricket club and footy club aren't exactly the best of friends. They are at war with each other, and I read a lot of that stuff.
It's just over space.
Over space. And the cricket club, they don't want the cricket club there. They want them out. Want them moved out to West Meadows or somewhere, like North Melbourne did with their club. So that's going to be an interesting watch, that one.
Yeah.
Blocker, in terms of Essendon's future, the players on the list today, I know you've got a lot of players out. What's the future here? Can you pick out some names just for the viewers?
Oh, yeah, look, I think, Archie Roberts has been a real smoky of a pick. He was picked, I think, somewhere in the 50s. He looks like he's coming along each year.
Yep.
But yeah, I think what we're starting to see from young Roby.
Yeah.
He looks like he's built of the right stuff, and he's going to go the right way. And it was good to see him have a bit of a go back and forth with Harley Reid there. Last weekend.
Sure.
Yeah. Caddy's the one that I just like to see him. I guess it's hard. You're on the bottom team.
Yep.
But I'd just like to see him get a bit more clean footy. You know what I mean?
So a bit of one-on-one, get some freedom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, mate. Keep him deeper. I know they like to play that high up the ground press.
Yeah. And that's the way footy is these days. It's when the ball turns over. I heard Toby Green talking on the radio today about beating 18. You've got to beat 18 to get through us. And it is pure basketball now. It's up and down the ground and defending and offense, all that sort of stuff. So and you, Tim, who can you highlight that you can really feel comfortable about their future? Well, I like Dave Wicks myself. I think he's a nice player.
Yeah, no, he is, and I think we're going to talk about our junior talent.
Yeah, junior talent.
Should we go into that now?
We'll go through that now. That 3 or 4 that Maxie can talk about a couple of hours.
Yeah,
and you can touch on that.
Actually, looking at this list today, as you already mentioned, we've got about 15 players out with injury, so it doesn't help. But if you're saying, let's pick 4 players who are under 21, who are our future, Well, it's pretty easy because there's only 5 on the list at the moment that are playing that are
Yeah.
actually under 21. So I'm going to give them to you now in ranking order. So obviously I've got 30 on my jumper.
Yep.
There's Nate Caddy.
Nate Caddy.
And he raced to 50 goals pretty quickly in his career. Not quite all-time record, but up there, right?
Oh.
So he's clearly a talent, and I think everyone would agree with that.
They really need to lock him away, don't they?
What's that there?
They need to lock him away.
Oh yes, long.
With Tassie around the corner.
Yeah, I would think so. Roberts has also been mentioned. Often our leading possession getter,
Yes.
playing really well.
Does he turn it over too often?
No, I don't think so. You probably see maybe 3 turnovers, but if you're getting 40 possessions,
Fair enough.
you're more likely to spot one or two.
Two questions with Roberts. Does he defend, and can he play midfield?
Well, you'd hope that all of the Essendon team can defend, but that's obviously been an issue for our club and our team a lot. So I think there are probably question marks on defence for all of our players, including Roberts.
I think he has both of those attributes.
Yeah.
I think he can, if he needs to lock down, I think he can. And I have seen games where he has played that tighter role and he doesn't like to be beaten, do you know what I mean? But I think he's shown a little bit that he can run through the middle, whether it's
He's an accumulated user of the ball. I've actually been watching him.
Yeah.
whether he
I think he's a midfielder. I personally reckon he's a midfielder.
Yeah, not your inside bull, but yes, can certainly play there. Third on my list was Roby. I think he's someone who I'd really like to see develop.
Yes.
Right, and he's to me is someone that hasn't hit peak, got a lot of potential. You see glimpses. Finally, someone in the team with a pretty good kick.
Yep.
well, it's amazing. He was playing Roval seniors
12 months ago.
and he hasn't had I wouldn't say a full pre-season too. To do what he's doing is
Caddy and Roby look like they're going to be the players, the key players with a bit of, they look elite.
Yeah.
I think they're very marketable, both of them.
Yeah.
I think
Welcome
they'll be
back,
a
Paul.
face.
Yeah.
Welcome back,
I
mate.
think they'll be the face of your club in the future.
Yeah. And then coming in 4th place, and I had to choose here between Day Wicks and Farrow, and I went with Day Wicks because I just think he goes at it a bit harder.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think he's really. He makes the odd mistake here and there, but
Effort.
He's got a bit of go, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he seems to do the miraculous thing. He take a good grab, he'll kick a goal. He's tracking the right way, I feel, this season.
Yeah.
Yep. And Maxi,
What about
can we
Farrow?
just touch
Sorry,
on?
what about Farrow?
Well, I had him there at 5th. He only wanted
Okay.
4, so he
Okay.
just unfortunate
Okay.
fifth
They're
place.
different positions, though.
Yeah.
Farrow's more of a lockdown, where Daywicks is more of a
Yeah.
high half back.
So Rob and Blocker, I'll name my 4. I want you guys to assess who's got the better players under the age of 21. And I'm not going to include Cody Walker.
Oh, you can't.
No, well, he can't. Jesus, Maxi. I know his dad owns this pub, but Christ.
All right, Jagger Smith, I think his last 4 weeks have been exceptional. I think he's, what's he played, 10, 11 games.
Tell us a bit more about Jagger, Adam. What do you like about him?
Oh, he's fast feet.
Fast feet. Yeah,
Fast
absolutely.
feet. I mean, that's his key attribute. I think he still needs to work on his disposal.
Yeah.
But he's
So his evasiveness is good.
and his leadership too. I love his
His
leadership.
vision. Yeah.
He runs hard too. He's a hard
What do
runner.
you like about Jagger Smith, Parley?
He's like hooves, he loves gripper.
Yes. Excellent.
Yeah, Harry Dean.
Like it.
Harry Dean picked 3 in the draft last year. A rising star last week. I mean, he's a real competitor. He's a beautiful kick. Like in 2 years' time, this guy is going to be one of the better defenders in the AFL.
Yeah.
And he's a classic for running away from his man and helping out a teammate.
Well, he can do it all. He can lock
can
down,
do it all.
He can intercept.
That 1.5
He can
player.
rebound.
Yeah.
He's got speed. He's got a lot of attributes.
His efficiency's over 80%.
Yeah, he's a beautiful kick.
Yep.
His improvement in the last 18 months has been huge because he was going to be outside the top 20 and he went pick 3 for a reason. I think Jack Ison, what we've seen in the last 3 weeks, is
Biff, Jack Ison.
He's pretty exciting.
Like him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do you? Okay, good.
No, he's. I think we spoke about it on the show. His hands, his ability to hit the scoreboard, his confidence. I mean, we talk about Roby and Caddy being the face of Essendon. I think Ison and Jagger, and probably Cody, will be the face of Carlton in the future.
Sorry to pump our tyres up here, guys, but anyway, whilst we've got the opportunity.
I mean, there's a few other kids, probably for the number 4, but I think, unfortunately, he's done a knee. But I think Matt Carroll is a real talent. It's a little bit devastating that he's done his knee. We're going to miss him for the rest of the year. He's a beautiful left footer, kicks goals, defends. He's a good overhead. So I think Matt Carroll's a really good player. There you go, Robbie.
Excellent. All right, so
Dean, Ison and Carroll. Ison and Carroll.
we might move on to points predictions. Blocker, what win, loss for the Bombers? What are we talking? Margin.
Oh, look, head says Carlton,
Yep.
heart says Bombers. You know, this
Sure.
Essendon Carlton games always throw up some interesting things. Look, I think we'll go with Carlton by 12.
But how does Essendon win?
Is that 12 goals or points?
Points.
Points. Okay.
For Essendon to win, what's got to happen?
Well, I think Essendon, for a start, it's their pressure.
Yeah.
They've got to have that chase, tackle, pressure mentality, and their attack is built off their defence. But they haven't shown that the last 2 years. But, their pressure's got to be red hot. They probably have to. You're talking about match-ups before, whether they do match up, but I think someone has to go to Cripps. Carlton's game is that contested game inside, and they have their 3 wins. I mean, they weren't. You guys weren't far off. You lost 4 games ahead at 3/4 time.
Yeah.
But they win that hard ball, and they've managed to get that spread game going and transition through the ground. But the Bombers, for a start, it has to be that pressure, win that inside ball, and then we need to stop your transition and being so easy from,
Deep 50.
Carlton going from deep 50 to goal. How does that happen? The old cliche, know your role, play your role.
Yeah.
But like Tim was saying before, I think we may struggle to kick the goals. That's the way.
Do you think Carlton will ever lose a game ever again?
100%.
Carlton, if Josh Fraser stays as coach, no. If we'll see who you got in the gun for, did maybe Essendon pull the string on Brad Scott to, because Carlton are looking for a coach too.
I think they did the right thing.
Well, I think
they did too.
The late Malcolm Fraser, former Prime Minister, would be looking down at his great-grandson now, Josh Fraser, and it's not his. Yeah, I know. I'm just talking shit.
Yeah.
Do you think that Essendon would go for Josh Fraser?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Are you Team Herd?
I am, but I've also got both caps on. But I think Essendon's a unique club. I think that the only time that they've had success has been with someone that's had an Essendon connection, and that used to be the way all clubs were, and other clubs have deviated from that. But I think Essendon still is at their best when Essendon people are involved, but I think it doesn't matter who comes in to coach. I still think that shadow is going to be there of Hurdy. I think he has to do it, and I think it's either going to go one way or the other. It's either he's going to fail, and the naysayers will go, well, we told you, or he's going to bring us back up and become a successful club again, whether they win a premiership or not. But I think, I'm pro-Herd on the fact of the basis that I'm a coach myself, and I felt that he had the players playing for him and he could coach. And I think that the 10 years out of the game is junk. He's still involved in the media. He's very smart. He's involved with Port Melbourne. He's as smart as anyone in the game.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there, Blocker. I think the AFL would love her to be coaching, mainly around the financial position of the footy club. If it means that they're going to push back up the ladder, get their supporters involved, get some money into the club, I'm all for James Hurd to take that job. I think that would be a good thing. That's from a Carlton supporter speaking. Margin, Tim, today?
Yeah, had a look at this one. bit like blocker, head versus heart. It's a difficult one because head says Carlton. I think the line currently is showing around 32 points.
Yep.
I think that's probably a little bit generous because Dean Solomon is going to get the team to bring the pressure.
Yes.
And it's going to make it a little bit harder for Carlton to score, I think. So I've got the scores as 92 to 74, which is an 18 point margin to Carlton.
Excellent.
So 3 goals.
Yeah.
I think that's how it plays out.
And
We'll
you're
see.
right. It's interesting what you say about Solomon because he has that bit of aura about him, and when he walks in the room, I think some players will look and go, "I need to stand up," and a lot of them are playing for new contracts.
Yep.
So there's going to be some extra pressure there. It's Carlton Essendon. And for me, Essendon would be looking to get as many stoppages as possible, close down the game, make it a true contest.
Yeah.
So,
And that's what we want to see, right? We want to see that effort and that contest.
Yeah,
If we're
yeah.
getting picked apart in uncontested possessions and we're playing zone and it's easily coming into our D50 and we're getting scored against, that's not enjoyable football to watch for us.
And that's,
The problem is though, you're going up against one of the best clearance sides in the competition.
that's right. Yep.
Led by Cripps and Hewitt and Sam Walsh. But the other thing Carlton's done over the last 3 weeks is uncontested mark. Like it's gone through the roof. So it's going to be tricky, I think, for Essendon.
They'll be aware of that. They'll just bring pressure.
and that's Essendon the same as in when we beat Melbourne, we got them those uncontested marks, and I think both teams might be trying to play the same way, but Essendon's got to shut that down on Carlton. That aspect of Carlton.
Do you reckon Essendon will win another game this year?
Yeah, I think they will.
Jesus.
I think they will.
I actually don't think they will. But they're going to bring some better effort. But I don't think they can win another game.
I'm not sure we do.
Look, I think they might sneak a couple, but
Yeah.
it's
No,
just
fair
depends
enough.
how they. After the sacking, you can't read too much into the West Coast game. I think, once Solomon's got next few weeks.
But the injuries are taking its toll.
Yeah.
If they didn't have the injuries, I'd say, they're going to win 4 or 5.
Yeah, Richmond's cooked as well with injuries.
Yeah, that's right.
Really, Essendon want to finish bottom because the kid that's going to go pick one, maybe Harry Van Atten, is a jet.
So Essendon shouldn't be winning a game.
Well, no,
He is a jet, this guy. He is a gun. He can do anything.
I think you do the right thing. You bid on Dougie Cochrane, then you bid on Walker, and then you take Harry. I think like I said.
Yeah, but you got to pick.
Yeah, I don't know.
Essendon. If I was at the helm, we just got to be ruthless again.
Yeah.
But
so
remember,
that-
you got Buick next year.
Yeah.
You may
Yes.
be in a similar situation. So
That's
I think
the-
the 3 clubs you want to work with in this situation: Carlton, Port Adelaide, considering that we're all in the same boat.
Yeah. That's a catch.
Maxi, what are your points prediction? What do you think?
41 points. The boys.
41 points?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine's about 47.
47.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident.
Bullish as always.
Yeah.
Rocky's got 24.
What about Archie? Archie, what do you think about the game tonight? Do you think the Bombers can win?
They play hard enough and do their best.
Yeah, good. Like it.
Who's your
Good
favourite
answer.
player?
Archie Roberts.
You like Archie?
Yeah.
Is that because
Namesake.
Same name?
Yeah, I like it.
Has a crack.
Oh, nice one.
Good answer.
Good work.
Yeah.
Now, I want to just talk about the rumour that I heard down at Barwon Heads about 3 weeks ago. Can I touch on that? About the Essendon coaching job.
You can.
So 2 of the
What did you hear?
big players at Essendon. I can't name names because I might get sued over it, and I can't do that.
You're
So-
getting sued, not us.
A reliable
Yeah,
source.
a reliable source. Thanks, Tim. The week leading up to Brad Scott's departure, these 2 high-profile people were overheard at a cafe saying that Brad was doomed. He was gone. And in the same conversation, James Hird was brought into the discussion. And the lead-in was someone had to talk to James that day or in the next couple of days to get him to talk to the media and say that he is interested in this job. This is all out of Barwon Heads. Would you believe that? And apparently it's absolutely 100% correct that happened.
Well,
Take it to the bank.
I reckon, Rob, if we sat down at a cafe a month ago, we probably would have said exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
We would have said, Brad Scott's in trouble. They're not winning any games. And don't you reckon Hurdy would be a good choice for coach? Now, we don't have
but we're not high profile.
No, but I'm just
Oh,
saying
you
that-
might be, but I'm not.
What I'm saying is that we're the high-profile, reliable sources that you spoke to in Barwon Heads are probably, as clued on as we are.
Now, this was a local guy
Okay, well,
who'd been in touch with a person in Barwon Heads.
I think.
So this has been born out of Barwon Heads.
Well, we can go into this in a little bit more detail, but I just want to wind back the clock a little bit.
Yep.
And I want to pull you up on something you said before about, financials, right, for the
Yes.
Essendon Football Club. We don't have debt.
No.
We're making profit. But we probably could question how we've gone about extending coaches' contracts
Yes.
a little bit early. So it's probably not a surprise to many that Brad Scott's left the club, but it might be surprising that only a year ago he had his contract extended, when actually the metrics weren't showing that. Now he adds to a list of Rutten, Worsfold, Knights and Hurd, who all received payouts totalling around about $5 million over the last 10 years, let's say actually 19 years. Now, since Sheedy left, who wasn't an Essendon person, we might have barracked for Essendon, but he was a Richmond person, we've had 10 coaches since 2007.
Wow.
10 different coaches, including fill-ins. And we've paid out, as I said, over $5 million to sacked coaches. And, why should we feel sad for Brad Scott? He's just got, $1.5 million. I mean, please, if my boss gave me a payout and said, Tim, sorry, you have to go, $1.5 million.
I think move over Tom Morris. We've got our new man on the scene.
We'd take this.
Yep.
But very interesting about the soft cap, and this is something that I think is a unique feature of the AFL, which is actually really good compared to the EPL and other sports competitions around the world. So it means that clubs can be bottom of the ladder and win a premiership all in the space of a decade, and that's quite possible.
Yep.
So the soft cap at the moment sits at about 8.2 million, and the soft cap is meant to be for coaches and admin type staff.
Yes.
Now you've just spent 20% of that in a payout to a coach who you only just extended a year ago.
Yes.
That's serious sort of governance questions for me again at Essendon.
This year's soft cap one too.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, they'll go to the AFL and ask for consideration on accounting treatment for this. So they may be able to find a way to put some of it into next year's. Of course, you can spend overs in your soft cap,
you pay a tax
but you
on
pay a tax. So if you spend $1 million over, you'll pay $750,000 back to the AFL as a tax. So that's just talking about the financials a little bit. I think we've got there's a little bit of arrogance or complacency with Essendon having wasted $5 million of member and sponsor money on payouts for coaches. And as I said, we've had 10 coaches in 19 years. So not happy about that. That's the past. Now let's talk about the Hurd question.
Yes, let's go.
All right. So does the coach need to be an Essendon person? I'm going to bring up some stats again. And I read this in the paper earlier in the week, or I saw it online somewhere. There's only 2 coaches this century that have come from another club to win a premiership.
Yes. Okay.
Do you know who they are?
2.
Malthouse and Matthews.
Yes.
They're the only 2.
Yep.
So it says that in the last 25 years, there's only been 2 coaches that have come from another club to win a premiership. You have better success rate with actually a new voice, a new person. Didn't coach
No,
there.
didn't coach.
Didn't
No,
coach.
didn't
Just
coach.
coach only.
Coach.
Coach.
As a second job.
Second gig as coach. If you then go down to prelims this century, there's been 44 new coaches taking wins at the prelim, and only 8 that have been repeat coaches. So the stats are saying that if we go for Hurdy, who would actually be a repeat coach because we've had him once before, statistically this century it would align to about a 20% chance of it being the right choice.
Wow.
So should we be actually looking at someone like a Gia or somebody like
Kelly.
that, and forget people like Simpson,
Sure.
Hinkley, Hurd, and
Kelly.
those?
James Kelly.
Now that's up to the board or the selection committee to make that decision. There has been, now I can also report on a very reliable source.
Out of Bowen Head?
No, it's a former VFL coach, a former VFL head coach from many years ago, said, just appoint Hurd.
Yes.
And I think that's a really sort of old school approach to modern football, and I don't agree with it. I think in 2026, you have to follow a process, you have to be clear about what you're looking for, and you have to attract people to apply for the job, go through the process, and let the selection committee make that selection based on what they've laid out, not just gut feel or what the media are saying or what our hearts are saying.
That process, though?
So,
Hasn't he railroaded that process by announcing himself as saying, I want the job, I'm the man for the job?
no, well, he James Hurd, within I think 6 hours of Brad Scott being sacked, he was on the television using his profile and platform, which I'm not sure I totally agree with. But if you listen to his words quite carefully, he does say, if I am selected and I'm judged being the right man for the job, then I would happily accept the job.
Yeah.
So I think he's also saying that, look, I'm announcing that my intention is to apply, but I'm also accepting that I might not be the pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
And his
and
words
people
were
skim over that. a little
block
bit.
it.
that he wanted Essendon to go through a thorough process
Yes. Yeah.
and a correct process.
But then when you speak to when you hear a John Longmire, not a John Longmire so much, but an Adam Simpson and a
Hinkley
talking on the radio, saying, well, he's basically announced himself as going for the job. Seeing what happened to Brad Scott, as soon as he got appointed Essendon coach, he was criticised. I think Sheedy was one of the guys that said he shouldn't have been the coach. And so he's had his back up against the wall from day one, pretty much.
Yeah, it wasn't a unanimous. It wasn't a unanimous vote at the board when Scott was appointed. Sheedy spoke out unwisely, I think,
Yes.
to say that he was the person that did not vote. The rest of the board did, but he
And
didn't.
there were rumours that, some in the board had already told Hurd he had the job.
Yeah.
There's those rumours that floated around.
There's rumours about that too, and look, it must have been a close decision. I agree with you about the time out of the AFL. I don't think that's relevant in this case. Not when you've already thinking about assembling the people that will be with you. He's also interestingly started mentioning AI in this as well. And if you look at the stats that are available now in the game, right, the actual level of statistics that's there, you actually probably do need AI to help you interrogate what's there.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
A couple of questions for you. Is the back of house at Essendon got their shit in order?
Well, so here's
Does it matter who coaches the footy club? Because if you haven't got the off-field stuff right, you're never going to go forward.
Yeah, I think there's been a huge change in personnel from the non-playing group, so the head office staff. New CEO, new strength and conditioning. We'll have a new psychologist next year as well.
Right people? Are they the right people though? Like the CEO,
Yes.
he was on the board.
Yep.
I don't think he's got much footy history other than being on the board.
Yep.
Sure, he's been successful in business, but it's a critical role.
Yeah. No, I think.
And speaking from a Carlton supporter,
Yep.
we've been, we've finally hopefully got a good CEO in Graham Wright.
Yeah. It does make a big difference. Tim Roberts is probably a little more introverted than extrovert as a club president, but a highly intelligent, skilled individual and very passionate about the Bombers. And I think, whoever we have in any of our roles, whether you're coach or CEO or whatever, it's up to club members to sort of get behind and support them while they're in that role. We've got a new recruiter. I think that makes a big difference as we're seeing, different look
Thoughts,
of players and thoughts coming through. So yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with the crew that's coming through. But again, what I would say is, as soon as Brad Scott left, there was also a story of two of his loyal
Yes.
deputies
Ben
also
Jacobs.
walking out.
2 North Melbourne
Now,
guys.
Rob, you know, if you're at work and your boss was sacked,
Yep.
would you then throw in the towel and walk out as well?
No,
So
no.
it
Depends
doesn't-
on what sort of cash
It
is
doesn't.
involved.
It doesn't sound right, does it?
No, it doesn't. No. Ben Jacobs, they were 2 North Melbourne guys.
And
Yeah.
Roberts,
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
aligned with Scott, but
Yeah.
you know, you
Well, they were sacked.
There's still
Let's-
a couple of North Melbourne people there.
You would think.
Yeah, they were sacked.
I'd
Yeah.
say they'd had to have been
Yeah.
because
Not reported that way, but that's how.
you wouldn't leave the playing group in the lurch like that. I wouldn't think.
Yeah. No, that's
No.
true.
So who's your prediction to be the coach of Essendon?
Well, so here's an interesting one, right? You've got Ted Richards has just joined the board,
Smart operator.
right? Really,
Sydney Swans,
well, no-
premiership player.
but a Sydney Swans premiership player,
Yeah.
but an Essendon person.
Fine,
Obviously,
Essendon.
grandfather was a big player at Essendon. So that automatically gives a bit of a connection or a leaning perhaps towards to Longmire, doesn't it?
Wow.
So you know, let's think about that.
Yeah.
I'd even throw up I wouldn't mind seeing Herd as coach, Horse as coaching director.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you got both of them,
Yeah.
that
That's
would be
possible.
ideal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could happen. I think something, Blocky, you said before about, you know, that itch is always going to be there for Essendon to scratch. So if you don't appoint Herd as coach now, then that will just be a message that replays infinitum until he's actually coach again. It just won't settle people.
No.
So,
So-
at what point do you do it? You say, okay, look, put him through the process, and maybe, you know, on paper, it probably is quite a good candidate. And if it all goes to shit, then at least you say, well, we've done it, and you never have to talk it about again, and we move on.
Yeah,
But do you think Andrew Welsh has got to the point of no return? He's had a conversation with her. We don't know. He's had a conversation. Please come back. Please, we need you.
So
Do you think that's happened?
100%.
yeah,
Of course it's happened.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And look, you got to follow the money too, right?
Yeah.
And AFL's a commercial operation. Essendon still obviously wants to make a profit.
Yeah.
It also wants to strategically exit from the pokies revenue that it receives from the club at the moment
yes.
as well.
Good.
And they have to replace that with something else.
Yeah.
Now, yes, you can do it with a good coach and winning games, but you do it through selling hope.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
Purdy is someone that actually can galvanise not only the playing group, but also I think the majority of the supporters and the
Yeah.
people around the club. And I actually think I wouldn't be surprised if he is appointed, and if he does, I'll get behind him. If he isn't, so be it. And there'll probably be that voice in the
Yeah.
future saying, when do we get Herd back?
Is he coaching next year, Blocker?
I think so.
Yeah. It
But
feels as though no Essendon supporter will accept anyone else other than James Herd. That's the feeling that we get as other supporters.
I think though too, if he does, he has to bring. You know, like there's talk, the rumours Bartel and you want to see him bring a bit of a cavalry with him. Sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that team around him is
because,
so important.
You know,
yeah.
I guess Brad Scott, when he come in, he brought all these North Melbourne people in. You know, there was people in admin that were North Melbourne. There's probably 15 to 20 people that he removed some core Essendon people.
Yeah.
And, you know, so...
It'd be like
you know,
a bunch of Carlton people going to work.
Yeah.
Collingwood.
Hey,
It
Rob.
just wouldn't happen.
Hey, Rob.
Go.
Just thinking, we've got a bit of a problem here.
yeah.
What's
We've
that?
turned this show into Bluethentic.
I was getting a feeling of that.
You read my mind.
Do we take that off? Or just
All right, it's
tell you what.
We've just started up
Yeah.
a new show called Bluethentic, hosted by Tim.
Started something.
No, look-
When's the apparel coming out?
Well, I mean, look, the conversation's actually been really positive today. Like, we've, it's been very kind of you because
Yeah.
I was actually thinking, oh my God, we're going to get crucified
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
right? And you've actually given us a platform to talk about the young guys at
Yes.
Essendon coming through, our thoughts on coaching and all that sort of stuff. But in reality, the reality is we have not won a game in Melbourne since Dreamtime last year.
Jesus.
right?
Yeah.
That is the.
But I'm all for.
Are you proud of that?
No, I'm not, and I don't know if they've got it on the menu here, but you've heard of turducken, right? That's a chicken stuffed inside a duck, stuffed inside a turkey. That's a turducken.
Have you heard of that, Ash?
Right, that's a thing. So for me, I've got a new word, and that is that Essendon are a bin dump clear. Now that is, we are a bin fire inside a dumpster fire inside a nuclear reactor going off. We're absolutely bottom of the barrel, bottom of the ladder. It could not get any worse. We've got injuries galore. Like, there is only upside here, but we're
Rock
shocking.
bottom.
We are rock bottom.
But footy is about arch rivals.
Yep.
And tonight, that's what it is, arch rivals. Carlton Essendon, it continues.
But it can turn pretty quick.
It's funny when you talk about Bluethentic. Lately one of the things people have been saying, and I've been talking to people, Carlton Essendon have had very much similar histories over the last 20 years. And you could almost say the Carlton Bombers and the Essendon Blues. That's...
Yeah, that's true.
You want to merge them? Do you want to merge them?
No, I don't think we want to do that. We'll keep the red and black.
Maybe we'll buy you out.
Yeah, 16
maybe it'll be a buyout.
Yeah.
Well, I think Essendon, by the sounds of it, got plenty of money. So I think maybe we'll
throw
buy
money
you out.
away. I just throw money away.
When was Essendon's last flag?
2000.
When was their last finals win?
No,
2004.
we're talking flags, aren't we, Tim? We're talking
Yeah,
flags.
flags.
Is it almost 8,000 days?
2004.
Yeah, well,
95.
anyway, that's all right. No, it's
Yeah.
been a good insight, Tim. No,
There you go.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's your favourite Essendon win against Carlton? Because there really hasn't been too many that we can really think of.
The
can
house.
we?
Neil Danaher played a part in that. I was there that day. Were you there that day, Paul? Yeah, he got, time wasting.
What do you reckon, Block?
A Rhodes Scholar.
I reckon, obviously 93 grand final.
Yeah.
93.
But also after 99, what we play you guys in the prelim, didn't we? In 2000.
Yeah.
That.
I don't remember that.
No,
John.
we
I
played
don't.
Melbourne in the prelim.
Oh yeah, you
Two
did.
sides were undefeated.
Yeah.
Essendon played us in the
Melbourne.
final.
At the MCG, it was 92,000 that day. Both sides were undefeated at the time. Carlton 13 in a row and Essendon 17 or 18 in a row, whatever it was. And you guys, Kuda did his knee that night.
Yeah,
He was there.
yeah.
And that's the day that you
So-
guys won by 20.
So you realise if Kuda hadn't done his knee,
Well, we would have played you in the granny, would we? Or?
no, your last premiership would have been 1993.
Yes. I'll tell you, there's a couple of people at Essendon that aren't welcome at Carlton Footy Club. Right, let me just tell you now that Kevin Sheedy is one of them. Right?
Not welcome.
He's not welcome at Carlton
Gee.
Footy Club. Mainly because of the Robbie Walls thing. It goes back a long way. Robbie Walls and Kevin Sheedy hate each other. Isn't that right, Paul?
Yeah.
I can tell you another story about Kevin Shirley, but it shouldn't go to where.
Ooh, here we go. This is breaking
juicy
news.
stuff.
I like this.
I'll just.
Yeah, nah, fair enough.
Wait for later.
I'll tell you, Neil Barnes, the other one, not welcome. But he's not Essendon, I know,
Yeah, I'm
but he's not
confused.
welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, because of what he did through the 70s.
Righto.
Yes, not welcome.
Any questions, Biff? What's your thoughts on tonight's game?
Like I was brought up as a kid who was taught to was instilled in me. You hate Essendon.
Yeah.
On to the point where had I been drafted by Essendon, my bags were on the doorstep to now find my house, and that's fact. He's
Yeah.
standing there.
Look at Parley just smiling there. Look at him.
The only, as a Carlton supporter, and for me, I'm not an analyst of the on-game stuff. I'm more of an off-field type governance and policy type person when it comes to understanding and having a say. But it's the only thing that I hope for at the end of each season is that we haven't lost to Essendon. I'll take a loss.
Oh, this is starting to get ugly.
Hollywood. And I can tell you what, if they score on my birthday, that's the end of it.
More
Oh,
incentive,
yeah.
Blocker.
Ashley,
I share Biff's. look,
Ash,
I'm
any
Essendon, I
thoughts
share
on
Biff's,
today's game? Are you
sentiment.
going today?
Yeah, I might be going. Look, it's I'm not optimistic.
Yeah, fair enough. That's all right.
Sorry, Block, you were going to say?
Oh no, I just say that I'm an Essendon supporter and I
Oh,
share
yeah?
Brent's
yeah.
sentiment,
Reversal,
as
yeah.
in,
reverse.
you know, it's bred into me that, yeah, Carlton are the filth, and
Jesus.
Hollywood of the field, come on.
if we didn't win the grand final, as long as we beat Carlton, that's
Yeah.
all that matters.
Whose kids do you think are better, Carlton or Essendon?
I tend to think just Essendon's, simply because I think they've got more of them.
Yeah, sheer weight of numbers.
yeah.
We just got a few out injured, but yeah, I'd agree with that.
So
Young list.
No, fair call.
yeah, look, but both teams have had a bit of hit and miss with their early selections,
Yeah, of
haven't
course.
they?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a few draft picks over the time. Bloody
I
hell.
saw one running around on Friday night, hockey doggies in the hall, mate. That Ed Richards, when I look at it, I say, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we were supposed to get him.
O'Brien ahead of him, I don't know.
Oh,
So, Robbie, I think we probably...
yeah, I think we're just about right.
Yeah.
Thanks to Traveller,
Yeah.
one of our
And the
sponsors
Doutta.
as well, and
Living
Doutta
the
Galla
dream.
Hotel, living the dream.
Thanks, everyone, for attending today.
We've had some fun. Yeah.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks for having me.
coming
Yeah,
in.
great.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Blocker.
appreciate it.
You know, Blocker drove all the way from Yarrawonga just to be here today.
Big
Yes.
effort.
Yeah.
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 Well, our block.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now can't wait for another episode of Bluethentic.
Tell you what. Anyway, no,
Thanks,
thank
guys.
you.
No worries.
Don the sash.
Go Blues.
Go Bombers.
Good luck, Bombers.
Hold on.